This is Matthew Cratter from Trader University, and today I want to talk about my favorite momentum stocks for this week. If you're interested in day trading, swing trading, momentum stocks, or just want to see what I'm investing in or trading, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So many of you know I used to do this feature before the COVID crisis. I want to bring it back and give you guys an idea of the kind of stocks that I'm looking at. I may or may not have positions in these, and as we go through, I'll try to disclose which ones I have. But this is not meant to be investment advice or trading signals, but I want to show you what stocks are really strong in the market, what kind of stocks I'm interested in. Now, we will start with Bitcoin, not really a momentum stock, but as you guys know, this is my favorite pick for the next 3 to 18 months. We're really entering into the strong part of the cycle after the May 2020 halving. It's peaking back above the 50-day moving average here. So that one you can check out my other videos on. I like that as really a long-term hold. Now we're going to look at a stock that's got a really great chart. This is Snapchat. And when I'm looking at these momentum stocks, I like to see the stock trading above the 50-day moving average, which is this blue line. I want to see a cross here where the blue line is crossed above the red line. That's called a golden cross, and the red line is the 200-day moving average. And I also like to see stocks that are hitting new 52-week highs or new all-time highs. A lot of people don't realize this, but you really don't want to buy stocks that are hitting new lows unless you're really a hardcore value investor. You know what you're doing. You really understand the company. But if you're just getting started, or if you're learning about trading, the pool to fish in my opinion, is really stocks that are hitting new highs. And if you think about it, it makes sense because as a stock goes up and up and up, if you think of what Apple's done over the last 12 years, along the way, it has hit many, many new 52-week highs and many new all-time highs. So Snap here breaking out has a great chart. There's a really interesting article by Packy McCormick on Not Boring on Substack. I'll link to this. I'm not going to go into it, but he basically talks about how he thinks Snap's moment is here. It's the new great platform company. It's really been off a lot of people's radar. It's been off of my radar. There's been people like Scott Galloway who basically wrote off the company along with Tesla a little more than a year ago. And this has been sort of the market consensus that Snap isn't worth paying attention to. But I find it quite interesting how it is breaking out here to new highs. And so when you trade these momentum stocks, again, not investment advice, I will tend to use a 50-day moving average trailing stop or 20-day moving average trailing stop, or I'll try to pick a place in the chart that makes some sense. To me, I would say that I would want to be out on a close below 20. The 50-day moving average is pretty far away here, so I probably will not use that. And I did buy Snap on Friday, in full disclosure. Another momentum name that I've owned for a while that I used to be a bear on and fortunately became a bull a couple months ago is Tesla. I'm long this from about $808 a share. You can see it's got just the classic chart, sort of trading sideways here at new highs. And if the market moves higher, this will definitely be one that breaks out and could run a lot, especially given the popularity of the name, the herd of Robinhood traders who'd be quick to jump on a breakout on something like this. It's another reason I like Bitcoin as well. There are fundamental reasons I like it, but sort of Dave Portnoy and his day trader army and the Robinhood traders. These are popular names. These are the kind of things that they will pile into. So those would be a couple momentum names. Another one that's sort of timely is Teladoc. This is Teladoc, where you can talk to a doctor or therapist by phone or video. Obviously, when people don't want to go to the doctors or they're trying to avoid COVID, but they still want medical advice, this company's just got a great chart. Looks like it's breaking to new highs here as well. I think this is a good trade from right around here. This is another stock I bought on Friday, and my stop is at 190. So that'd be Teladoc, TDOC. Now there's an index that I've liked for a while that I don't own at the moment, but is, I think, very interesting, especially in the wake of COVID. A lot of renewed interest just among the general population about biotech stocks, IBB. I think this is a great long-term holding. If I didn't have a lot of money in Bitcoin, I'd probably have some money in this. But this is the Nasdaq Biotech ETF, probably my favorite ETF, breaking out here to new highs on Friday, breaking above the 136 level. You can see that one way of trading this is you find a stock that's above the 50-day moving average and the 50-day above the 200-day moving average, stock that's been trading sideways in a trading range. And then when you get a breakout, that can be a very good high probability trade. I think this is also a good long-term investment, not investment advice obviously, but if we look inside of IBB, if we just Google IBB ETF components, you can get a full list here. The ones the most heavily weighted stocks here in Amgen and Gilead. Regeneron also really jumps out at me as breaking out nicely here. REGN. They are working on an antibody cocktail. Now biotechs are risky. They can really move a lot on news. And so you have to understand that momentum stocks, you can get really, really high returns, but you also are taking on more risk. But Regeneron has a great chart here, very similar to what we were talking about with Teladoc. If we compare it to Teladoc, you've got a sort of a sideways range that we're breaking above. If we go back to, actually, I guess it was IBB I was talking about with the sideways range. And it makes sense because Regeneron's a big weighting in IBB, but very similar sort of thing where we're trading at new highs, having broken out of a trading range. My only concern here would be the summer months tend to be a little bit more choppy, especially August and September. So these are a little more high risk than they normally would be for, I would say, the October to May trading period. The May through the end of September trading period tends to be a lot more volatile, choppy, news driven, especially in this environment. August and September tend to be sort of the worst months for that. And so we're still fairly early, and the Fed is still sort of in printing mode, even though they've shrunk their balance sheet a little bit. So I wanted to give you guys a list of momentum stocks that I either own or am looking at. If you want the complete list, I'm now sharing that on my website as part of Trader University Premium, under right here where it says my favorite momentum stocks. I will be updating this list as frequently as I can, probably approximately once a week. I'm going to update it later today. So if you want to get access to that, as well as gain access to all 13 courses that I have, that will teach you a little bit more about how to actually dig down into momentum stocks, how to day trade them, how to swing trade them using options, for example, as well as a bunch of courses and lectures on trading futures, covered calls, and my flagship course, Learn to Trade Stocks Like a Pro. So if that's something that interests you and you want to dig in a little bit deeper than we can do in a YouTube video, be sure to check that out. I'll stick a link in the description notes below. And if you scroll down, you can click on any of these blue black boxes. It'll give you the list of lectures for each course. And if it's something that interests you, you can scroll down to the bottom, click Get It Now, which will take you to this checkout page. Now, normally 30 days access to Trader University Premium is just $125, but I want to give you a special coupon code. Now, this gives you access to all 13 courses. It gives you access to my dividend investing portfolio, my list of momentum stocks, lectures on what I'm doing with crypto and Bitcoin. If you want to use the coupon, you can just scroll down here where it says have a coupon code and type in YT99, as in YouTube 99. Click update, and that will take $26 off. So you can get access to everything for just $99 for 30 days access. You can cancel at any time. If you cancel before 30 days, you won't be charged again, and there are no long-term contracts or anything like that. So if you have some free time, maybe you're still working from home and have a little bit of free time and are tired of just binging on Netflix, these courses, as well as a list of momentum stocks, are a great way to dig even deeper than I'm able to do in my books or in my YouTube videos. Hopefully you guys liked this feature, found it helpful. If you did, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button, and let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.